Seems okay for me.
A little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kasi
Oh,
importante yun.
God. Okay. I'm here.
Lynette's here. Okay. Hi, Lynette.
Hi, sorry. I was answering other ones from the last call. Okay, I'm here.
So, some of you may have hosted with this group last year, and so thank you again for joining us again. A little different than last year, and one thing to keep in mind is that the arrival ceremony and arrival location is different than last year. That's most important. Last year was at Belmont. We're forgetting Belmont for a moment. This year we'll be at Royal Bay. So if you notice here, it says Royal Bay. Everyone, I think, knows where that is. So that includes all classes. So Belmont students, Edward Milne, and of course Royal Bay. All students will arrive on October 21st at Royal Bay. Soon after we do the registration, you will be matched with your students. The host family registration will start at 4:45. I'm just going to scroll down here to see. Yeah, this might be a bit more visible. So if you haven't hosted before, if it's been a while, host family registration, it basically, we ask the host families to come, and we'll have tables set up, and we'll have them, your host family profiles on the table. We will basically ask you to look over your profile to make sure that there aren't any errors or if there's details that we've missed. For example, if you have a dog in the house that we somehow not included on that profile, we want you to share any changes or any differences that you can see on your profile. So on your profile, it'll have your names, it'll have the people in your household, it will also have your address, your phone number, your email. We need to make sure that all of that is correct. The biggest concerns are usually if there are any changes to the family dynamic. That means if you have family visiting, hopefully we know today so that we can communicate this to Japan prior to when they arrive. But if you have a sudden change and you have to add that to your profile, we also need to know as soon as possible. And if it has to be that day, then we have to do that. The reason is that we share the profile. We share a version of the profile, not all the information. None of the photos are going to Japan at this time, so don't worry about that. But we do need those. So the reason we share that information is that so when the students come here and their families come here, or their families see your profile, they have an idea of what your family is like. So they see that there are 5 people in the family, there's a dog, and then when they come here, there are no surprises. These are kids, so they're impressionable, and all those things matter. And Japan is big on things like that, and so we're trying to uphold a standard to share as much correct information as possible. That is part of the registration. You look over your profile, you'll sign it, initial. If there are any changes, you'll make a note of it, and then you hand it to us, and then you'll file into the theater in the Royal Bay School, and we will wait for the students to arrive by bus. The students will file off the bus. They'll put their suitcases down, usually outside the school, so that there's less, bringing in and out of the bags. As we try to limit that as much as possible, and then the students will go into the theater. There might be a short kind of self-introduction, maybe from one of the Japanese staff, maybe from MLI, and then soon after that, hopefully, we will ask the students, ask the host families to come up not one by one, but in a group, and line them up at the front of the theater, and then you'll hold up your wonderful sign that you made for your student, and this is a big thing to remember. The best signs will receive a gift card. So try to include on the side, maybe some Canadiana or Maybe if you've read the profile of your student, you can see if they like sports and you can include that sport, or if they like certain foods, you can draw a little picture of that.
Sushi.
If you have kids, maybe they can make the sign. Anyway, you hold up the signs, and then we'll ask the students to look for their host families, and they'll come down, and that's when you first will be introduced to the students face to face. And usually we like to take some of those candid photos at that time, so be prepared for that. Yeah, and then from that moment, they usually file out again, and quite often the Japanese clients or the teachers want to take a photo with the host families and the student one by one, which can be pretty time consuming. So it might take a while. Let's hope we can kind of make that as efficient as possible. But they'll pick up their suitcases and then they're off to the homestay. And if you look over on the right side here, we have meals. So we include this on the itineraries to remind homestays what their kind of responsibilities are for meals. Of course, because they're arriving at 5:45 or 5:45, they will have eaten breakfast and lunch by that time, and they'll be hoping to have dinner sometime after they've been matched with the homestay. So, some families go to the grocery store right away, or you maybe have something prepared for them at home already, but they'll probably be hungry. One important point that Lynette brought up in the last meeting is when it comes to food, some students may be starving, they may be really hungry. Other students may not be at the moment where they have an appetite because, they've traveled from Japan, and that can often, change your kind of eating, your appetite, let's put it that way. So anyway, I think it's a good idea to tell the students what the food is, and maybe have it on the table and offer it to them, and offer it to them a few times. But it's better to kind of have like a buffet style where they can take, or where you can offer it rather than filling up a big plate for them, because they might not be able to eat it, and then that food might just be wasted. But the idea is that we're offering food, but we're also conscious that maybe they might not be hungry, and they may not be interested in eating that much food right now. So I think it's just to be aware of that they might not be super hungry, but then again they might be hungry. Isn't that right, Lynette?
Absolutely. Sorry, I was answering another one that has a serious problem from the last email. But we're all good.
Yeah. So day one. So we're on to Wednesday, October 22nd, will be the first day of school for the students. So as I mentioned before, if you're assigned to Royal Bay, your students will be going to Royal Bay. And if you're at Belmont, your students will be going to Belmont, and of course Edward Milne. For Belmont and Royal Bay students, we do have a Mayfair drop-off. So if you're in that area, we will need to get that information if you're wanting to drop off at Mayfair as opposed to dropping off directly at the school. Edward Milne students and host families will have to drop off at Edward Milne itself. But I believe the times are exactly the same. Am I right, Jess? I think they're all the same.
You're right. Oh, they're the same.
I'm
But
right.
there are some families that are Royal Bay, but they're actually in the Belmont catchment. I believe, Neil and Jessica, am I right that they still drop at Belmont and then they will be transported to Royal Bay by bus, correct?
Yes. So hold on. I'll just stop sharing for a sec because this is hard.
So Mayfair is a different time. That's the one that changes.
Okay.
I'm reading 15.
Yeah,
Some
so
families, sorry.
every morning the bus will, this is for Royal Bay and Belmont placed students and host families. The bus will go from the first pickup spot is Mayfair Mall. And then the Mayfair bus will go to Belmont and make a stop there. And so Belmont students will get off the bus and go to Belmont. Any Royal Bay students that were on that got on from Mayfair will stay on the bus, and they'll get a ride to Royal Bay. You can also, if you're Royal Bay, but you live close to Belmont, your students can get on the bus at Belmont and
Correct.
also go to Royal Bay.
Correct. That's what I wanted to make.
And
Yeah.
and then it's basically the same on the way back. So the bus will start at Royal Bay, and then it'll go Belmont, and then Mayfair.
Correct. That's the point I wanted to make, because some of them are Belmont location.
Yeah.
They drop still at Belmont. They may catch a bus to Royal Bay because that's their school. Okay,
Yeah.
just want to clarify that for some of the families.
Yeah.
And the drop off at Mayfair is 7:20 or 7:30.
Correct.
Yeah, so yes. So we'll have someone at the Mayfair. So those who are dropping off at the Mayfair, please, it's around 7:20 to 7:30. I know that someone was asking me last week about that. And I think we're going to continue what we did last year because that worked out quite smoothly. So yeah, 7:20, 7:30 at Mayfair. They would need to be at the school by 8:30, so that allows a bit of time for the host families to drop off, and then taking into account that there might be a bit of traffic as well. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly look at the chat. There's some questions in the chat.
Oh, what side of Mayfair? Yeah, okay.
Oh, so normally we pick up at the side that Starbucks is on. What is that?
Yes. Further down where the bay used to be, and now it's closed.
Yeah, kind of that open area parking lot.
That open area, yeah.
Okay. So
And the school's been assigned.
yes. So
Yes,
the school's being assigned. Yes. So you should have received an email for this link. In that link, you will see your itinerary, and in the itinerary, the heading will tell you which school you have been assigned to. So for the most part, it's pretty it's common sense based on logistics of your address where you live. But depending on our match list of students, sometimes we have to put, like Lynette was saying, a family that's in the Royal Bay catchment with a student from Belmont, or vice versa. So please look at that, the email that you received with the itinerary. That will show you which the title of that will indicate what school.
I have a question.
Okay, yeah, Ellen, go ahead.
I'm sorry I came in late. I forgot about the Zoom meeting.
That's okay.
Okay, so I've got students going to Edward Milne.
Mm-hmm.
And I see on the email that I picked them up at Royal Bay and then dropped them off at Belmont. I don't understand why or what's the mechanics around that.
We'll check that out. But if you, Ellen, where do you live?
In Souk.
Okay, so yeah, your students would be in Souk, Edward Milne.
Right.
Yeah.
But where do I pick them up?
Oh, only for the pickup, the arrival day?
Yes.
The arrival day, yes. All host families will have to go to Royal Bay.
And departure.
And departure as well, yes.
And departure. It said departure was Belmont.
No.
I'm just sorry. My daughter's calling me. Jess, can you? She's at the ferry terminal. Can you Jess and Lynette, can you just take over for a second?
Sure. Let me check. No, so the departure day is gonna be at Royal Bay 2. It's gonna be Royal Bay, and the drop-off is at 8:45 a.m.
It says Belmont or Mayfair Mall on the sheet.
On the departure day.
Yes.
Oh, that's wrong.
No, it's because what we sent you is a draft itinerary, and we changed it. Some changes may happen, but as for today, what we received last night was a Royal Bay. It's gonna be the departure location.
On the
And
Sunday morning? Okay, then
Yeah.
the sheets need to be corrected because that's what I printed off.
Yeah, no, it's just a draft. The day of the arrival, we're gonna give you a printed final itinerary that you can get and that you can take to your home.
Okay, I
Just a
need to
quick
clarify this again. So I pick up at Royal Bay and bring them home,
Correct.
and they go to Edward Milne School,
Correct.
and I
Taylor.
drop them off at Royal Bay as well.
For the
Yes.
for the departure.
For the departure.
Departure. Okay,
Yes.
because the paper says departure at.
Yeah,
Belmont.
sorry. So one thing, the itinerary, the one that we sent you is a draft itinerary. So the details of the draft might change. We just actually received the final itinerary today, so a revised version will be sent out before Tuesday. So, but the schools should remain the same. So if you've been assigned to Edward Milne, you will stay Edward Milne. If you've been assigned to Belmont, you will stay Belmont. If you've been assigned to Royal Bay, you will be assigned to Royal Bay next week as well. Those will not change. There might be slight details of the times or maybe very slight details of the drop-off location. If anything, it will become easier. It won't become any harder.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
and
get
so
a
that-
clarification in an email.
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect.
You will receive
Perfect.
the final itinerary.
Okay,
I have
good.
just a question. So, did the students that are already assigned to the host family, so we know which student we're gonna have?
Yes.
Yes. You
Okay.
should have had your profiles.
So
No,
we
Sending the profiles.
Yeah,
No.
we are sending the profiles shortly. Even to this day, we're still shuffling things around for them, only because some students have allergies. There might be cancellations from students or from hosts, and so we kind of wait until the last minute until we send out the profiles. Normally, we would love to send them out before the meeting, but because this is such a big group with so many kind of potential variables, we want to make sure that when we send out those profiles, we don't have to swap at some point, which has happened.
It's just nice for us to send a welcome email and to introduce ourselves. I think the parents sometimes like that too on their end.
Yeah, so we'll try to get those profiles out before Friday for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, quite often we actually ask host families to not contact the students. It's actually kind of a policy that they want the students to contact them. Yeah.
And because I missed the part, what time will be the drop off of the Mayfair, and what time will be the pickup of the Mayfair?
So 7:20 to 7:30 for drop off, and then pickup I believe is 5:30, isn't it? Or 5:45. I don't have it open right now.
Is that one of the trips or something?
No, so we have the Mayfair drop off for families that live near the Mayfair.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so it has nothing to do with Souk. Okay,
Yeah, that's why it's a bit confusing. If you're
Yes.
from Souk, don't worry about Mayfair.
good. Sounds good.
Okay.
I don't want to worry about it.
Exactly.
Good. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll get clarification in an email, which is good.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
And you'll get your profiles soon as well.
I got mine already.
Yeah, so we're going as fast as we can, and we might start with one school first, and then the next, and then the next.
Okay.
If
But
we
we wanna,
decide, just another question, if we decide to do the drop off, but sometimes, you know,
Maybe it's better to drop
better to bring them directly to the school is okay too, right?
yes, but we need to know that information.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because we don't want to be waiting at Mayfair.
Waiting at
Exactly.
Mayfair.
So,
Okay.
because it's such a short program, I think that most families can kind of predict their drop-off plans. If it was a
Okay.
bit longer, yeah, where there's more, opportunity for other variables to come and play, I think it might be a good idea. But I think because there's only a few days at these
Yeah,
locations.
that's a very short.
Yeah,
Short.
but it brings up a good point. If you ever have any, like an emergency, if you're stuck in traffic, if you're late, or
That's the reason.
you do need to contact Lynette right away so that she can be aware and communicate that to the correct
Okay.
people. Yeah,
Thank you.
Because that's the reason. Because sometimes, the morning is very busy.
exactly. Yeah.
So,
So yeah, just keep Lynette on speed dial.
okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I think I'll just go quickly back to the itinerary. And oh shoot, no, wrong one. Here it is.
Binibenta nila. Tuwa tayo pumikap sa akin.
Is it?
20
Okay.
bucks.
So I hope I'm sharing this again. So yeah, back to October 22, Wednesday. So this will be the first day of school. Again, each student, there are 3 schools, so be sure you check your itinerary for which school you've been assigned. On the right side, I talked a bit about the meals. Of course, on the school days, they'll need a bagged lunch, which is basically, whatever you see fit. It's a good idea to not prepare anything that needs to be heated up in a microwave, because they won't have the chance to do that probably. This is just a bit of the details of the day for the students. So obviously you will not be here, so this will be the students spending most of the time at the school, and then they participate in some of the classes with the students. I think they do like a tour of some of the classes based on the availability. There's buddy matching, so they'll be with their Canadian friends, gift exchange. That's done with the schools, because this is, again, Kansai is a returning group. So many of the schools are looking forward to seeing this group again. Oh, sorry, I'm just gonna mute. There we go. Sorry, I'm just gonna mute. I'm getting like feedback in my. If you need to talk, just raise your hand or just unmute yourself. Class. Well, school will finish around 3:30, so please be prepared to pick up your students from the school at 3:30 if you are the dropping your students off there. And then October 23rd, Thursday, which is pretty much the same plan, and a different day for the students, of course. They have different activities. It looks like they have Halloween pumpkin carving. So I don't know if any of you had that as a plan for your students, which is always a fun thing for them to do anyway. I don't know if they want to do it twice, but that might be an idea as well. Next is the 24th. Friday is a full day excursion with us. So this is different from the school days. The students will be on their own, and they won't be partaking in anything that's happening at the school. But we will ask the host families to drop off, of course, as usual. And then we will take them on a tour of Victoria. So we have Inner Harbors, the Royal Museum, and a UVic tour. And depending on the student's class, so this is Royal Bay. Belmont might start at the museum and then go to UVic and then finish at the Inner Harbor. And then Edward Milne, for example, will start at UVic, do the Inner Harbor, and then finish with the museum. So they kind of go on a bit of a rotation between those three places.
Do we drop off at regular schools at regular time on Friday?
Yeah, it's a regular plan. I think it says up at the top here. Let me just see if it, yeah. So excursion day, you can see.
Yep.
So, yeah, this is your base. This part of the itinerary has a quick go-to. Drop off 8:30, pick up at 4:30 from the schools.
Even for Souk though, and EMCS?
Yeah, check that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, good one, Mandy. I agree with you.
We all know that won't be 4:30.
Okay, let's go. Edward Milne. Where are we?
Just a second, let me check Edward Milne.
Just make chat do this shit, bro.
Yeah, it says 4:30 at Edward Milne, but we can double check that. And like I said before, there may be small changes, and in the time of the probably the times will be the things that changes, but if there are any changes.
Because we can't be at Royal Bay at 4:30 and Royal Bay at 4:30.
And
you're on the Sukahala coming back, right? I call it.
I've heard
You know
about
the Sukahala.
I've heard about the Sukahala.
Yeah.
But what about dropping them off on Friday morning at EMCS? I would think that they would need to be dropped off perhaps a little bit earlier than a school day. So I'm sure there's some kinks to work out, and we'll get some clarification.
Exactly. Yeah. And thank you, Mandy, for that. Yeah, we'll make sure that that's all sorted out before Tuesday. Saturday. By the way, I'm just gonna check, but am I still sharing my screen with you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I think there's only about 6 minutes left in this.
Okay, quick.
Because the weekend with the host family, of course, there's the 25th, which is a Saturday. That's a special day that you have with the students. We hope that you can take them to maybe some of the places that they haven't been, or if they want to go back to the Inner Harbor.
Goldstream Park, free.
Yeah, Goldstream Park. It doesn't have to cost anything. If you want to take them to a place that costs, that's up to you, of course. But I think by the 25th, you'll have probably a good idea, and you have opportunities to ask, or maybe even share your plan for them on the 25th, or maybe field some ideas of or some options with them. And then departure day is the 26th, Sunday, and it's a drop-off is Royal Bay. There will be a bus stop for the drop-off at Mayfair as well. So if you're one of the Mayfair families that has been dropping off there, you can also do that as well.
Right. Florence and everybody saying Whip and Spit and the wharf in Souk is a good idea for you guys as well. So.
Sorry, what was that?
The Whip and Spit, the potholes, Broom Hill hike, whatever. If it's not raining, there's lots of things to do in Souk that you don't have to do.
There's usually hockey games at Sea Park with young people. I found that was always interesting for Japanese students.
That's right, Richard. Yeah.
We all.
Yeah, okay, I'm just looking at the chat. I don't know if everyone else is, but yeah, I see hockey games, soccer game, the wharf, Whiff and Spit. Oh, there it is, the museum, potholes, Broom Hill hike. Live feed to see the salmon spawning. Ooh, that might be a big one.
Wow, that's really good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Japanese love salmon.
Are they running right now, Manny?
Yeah.
You don't know either. I don't know either. It smells a lot, but it's good. They like it.
We have a whole hatchery up the Souk River Road, that you can go in person and check it out. So if that's something,
Oh, okay.
maybe, yeah. I didn't know about the live feed. That's pretty cool too.
So yeah, we're at 4 minutes. Is there any other questions or suggestions from
Yes.
host families that have hosted before? Lynette, do you have something you want to?
Just please, everybody get any kind of information, like Neil said earlier, to me. Do your void checks if you want to be paid. CRCs need to be done. And please, if there's any trouble, any kind of incident, call me. I can help you out. I've got tons of years of experience with this, so any question is not too dumb, okay?
Could you also put your phone number on Lynette's phone number onto the form? Will it be on the?
It's on there, yes.
It's on
Yeah,
there. Good. Okay.
Yeah, it's on the itinerary. Yeah.
Good.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I've met you guys, all of you, so I'll see you again, and I will see you next week. Bye.
And
Thank you.
thank you again, everyone, for showing up tonight, and again for hosting. Thank you. Thank you.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Oh, that's a question,
Sorry.
Jenny.
We live in Happy Valley,
Mhm.
and I work in downtown. So I live here before 7 in
Okay.
the morning, going to downtown.
What about your husband?
My husband is working at night too, and he's not driving. He's taking a bus.
Okay.
Okay.
And he work in downtown too, in Aberdeen.
Okay.
And
I leave you guys.
it's
Yeah.
hard.
Okay. Thank you, Eten.
Yeah, we can refer to you directly.
So is there anybody that could, like,
Yeah.
could your husband?
Maybe Lynette and Jenny, you guys can work something out. What I'm thinking just off the top of my head is maybe your students can be dropped off at a nearby host family that can drive, and then they can carpool together to whatever location.
Jenny, I'm gonna look up your address because I know where you kind of are, but I have a family that's really close, and I'm sure they would help you.
I will call you, Lynette, and then.
Thank you.
After this, can I call you after the Zoom?
Absolutely can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're ready.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.